Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and these are Charter Moms Chats, and we've been going live to help families get the information they need to get their kids a great education and to lift up the quality of education in San Antonio. And I'm super excited to be sharing about the San Antonio School Fair that is coming up this weekend. And to get all the details about the San Antonio School Fair, we have our guest is Starr, who's she manages the program team at Families Empowered, which is a Houston-based nonprofit, but they also serve San Antonio and Austin and multiple cities in Texas. And Anne, okay. It's funny that I think this is your second guest appearance on Charter Moms Chat, right? So last time we were talking about Texas Families First, and I feel like I know you because we were always emailing, but I have not met you yet. So.
Yes, that's the big highlight of this San Antonio School Fair is that you and I get to see each other in person for the first time. And yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah. No, I'm saving up a big hug for you for when we.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, how have you been? And you're up in Austin, I know, but which is one of the cities that Families Empowered serves. So and you are a charter mom as well. Right, but your kids are on summer break.
Not for much longer, though. They go back on August 9th to their charter school, NIOS charter school here in Austin. But yeah, I've been good. It's been just like for everybody else, a really interesting and different and exciting year for us at Families Empowered. But it's been great too in that, I feel like the pandemic and all this has showed us all kind of how important or maybe not what we're doing with our days is. And it feels good to be realizing how much we have had the opportunity to keep serving families throughout the pandemic. What we do is make sure that families in all the regions we serve know about all of their pre-K through 12 options for their schools so that they can pick the one that's best for their kids. So our amazing family success specialists are one of our most skilled people. Pam is going to be at the school fair on Saturday, actually helping people fill out applications for whatever school they think is the best fit for their kid if they still need to do that. So yeah, we're going to be ready and be there with bells on. And we are so excited to partner with the San Antonio Food Bank for this event too.
Yes, I think that's amazing. Okay, so let me pop that up on the screen. So the location is the San Antonio Food Bank. So what are some of the extras that are sort of the benefits of having that location?
Yeah, well, the food bank has been an extraordinary partner, as I'm sure everybody in San Antonio knows. It's a pretty remarkable organization that serves a lot of different families, and wants to help families with their just nutritional needs generally, So what we're going to be doing is hosting it on their site. And so they have an amazing big pavilion space. So it'll be all outdoors, but still covered. So that's a nice perk at this time of year and in their situation with the pandemic still kind of out there. So it's
like the best of both worlds. You get fresh air, but you don't get the baking sun.
Exactly. Yeah. And we have a team that is used to just working with hundreds and hundreds of people all the time, so they're great at putting together large scale events like this. But we will have more than 30 different schools there with tables and, representatives able to talk with families about what their school offers. So of course that's charter schools, but we'll have, some district schools there from several of the districts in the San Antonio area. We have private schools. So really all of the above, right? And then we're going to have some activities for the kids so that mom and dad or maybe grandma or whoever is there to help figure out what's the best option for the kids. So those kids have something to do. So we're going to have face painters, we'll have balloon artists, and then there's some special surprise fun things that we're going to be able to do with the San Antonio Food Bank. They have area with some farm animals, so hopefully a petting zoo is in the works where we still have to kind of see what we can manage, but there's a lot of fun things to do around the area. So yes, please come, and every family that comes gets a produce bag, a bag of fresh produce, and all the kids get lunch. So as I said, they're an amazing partner, and I am very excited to get to work with them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know, like with yeah, like at these events, like I always want to soak in more information. I mean, I talk to these schools all the time, but like I always learn something new whenever I talk to folks, and then sometimes my kids get kind of fidgety,
Right.
although they do like swag. They like pick up like pencils and frisbees and bags and stuff
Yes.
from the
Yes.
tables.
And I do know there'll be lots of exciting prize wheels, right? The St. Charles Moms will be there with the brand new prize wheel.
That's right. So
Yeah.
right before the pandemic, we were still planning, like we had events on our calendar for the school discovery days. And so we ordered this prize wheel. We were so excited. I think it's in our brand colors, and it's got like you can write on it with a dry erase marker. So like we can fill in what the different prizes are. We were so excited. And then we had to cancel the rest of our events, our in-person events that semester. And so the prize wheel has just been like I bagged it up. It's sitting in my closet. I am so excited to get the prize wheel out and write on it, write down the prices, and let families like give it a spin.
Yeah, we have a prize wheel that is I'm excited to bring too for Families Empowered for our little table. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We also, in addition to the schools too, our friends at City Education Partners, who of course help with the San Antonio School Finder and that school search finder, we hope that they'll be there too, but we'll have the ability for people to use that wonderful school finder too while they're there. Yeah.
yeah. That's I'm really proud of the teamwork in San Antonio, and and right, I'm sure in Austin and other cities that you'll serve, that like it's
Yeah.
so important. Like we're all organizations working to help families, and we're stronger when we work together. And
Yeah.
I'm super grateful that we get to have this table, but like Families Empowered did so much legwork, to get the event set up and to notify families about it. And yeah, like I want to make sure like this video on our page, and we're talking about it in the Charter Moms discussion group. I'm going to pop that up. So anyone who's listening who's not already a member,
Yeah.
lots of great information in our discussion group on Facebook. And, we'll be sharing this in there, encouraging group members to come, because it's free, it's fun, and it's not supposed to rain this weekend, right?
Better, yeah. Um, it's so unusual, as you know, for Families Empowered and others of us to be hosting a school fair event at this time of the year. But one of the things that we also do, in addition to helping families just find their options and apply for the one that works best, is we do some surveying or some listening really to families to find out what's going on. And especially with the pandemic, things have been so confusing for pretty much everybody on the school side and on the family side. So we've learned through asking families in our network, are you still searching for schools? And several are, but even if they have already picked a school, we've also heard from about 75% of the families we asked are still looking for options during the summer.
Wow,
So they
that's
said,
really
half of them
unusual.
said, yes, definitely, I want to go to an event like this, and another quarter said maybe. So we're like, that's a lot, given that most have already picked a school for their kids for next school year. Just starting here in a couple of weeks, and all these schools that are going to be represented at the event, they all still have open seats available, and want to meet more potential students. So yeah, we decided, okay, it's another great example of just pivoting and doing things a little differently this year so that we can serve families, which is what we're all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, and there's been so much disruption. And we've talked about this on our blog. We talked about it in the group about just families being worried about learning loss, or like whether their kids have gaps
Mm.
from the past year. I know. So my daughter did go back on campus during the school year last year, but my son was in distance learning all year. And when we got the Starr report card, we realized, yeah, there's some gaps, and we're gonna have a conversation with his teachers next year about like, hey, what do we do about this? And
Mhm.
and part of it is like finding the school where you think the teachers in the school are going to be that partner that's going to
Right.
really care about your kid, really personalize it for them, and listen to what their goals are, and help them get there. And that's the argument for school choice, is finding that right fit.
Exactly. Completely agree. Yeah. And that's, you just listed a couple of really great questions for families when they're at the school fair to ask some of the schools they're visiting with, right? Especially if your child did struggle, like I think pretty much all kids did over
Yeah.
the last year and a half. Although some didn't, some are discovering, hey, online really works for me. And so that's great too. We are going to have some online schools that are happen to be based in San Antonio, but are 100% online also at the school fair. So if yours is one of those children that really excelled in that, then great, keep going with that. But yes, asking about how the school might help your son or daughter recover some of the learning loss that they may have had, or just if they're maybe a younger student and they haven't had the opportunity to have a normal school experience, what's that transition going to be like? There's so many transitions always that kids have to go throughout their elementary, secondary education, that schools now more than ever need to help people, I think, adjust. Right.
So, okay, so we have a question. Adriana Morales is asking, what can I do to have my school participate? I don't know. Do you have any tables left?
We might be able to squeeze a few more in, and thank you very much for asking. And we'd love to just connect with you too, because we do host school events and school connection events throughout the year, typically in the fall, but like I said, we're doing it this summer. So yes, thank you for putting my email address up there. Jesse Garza is my wonderful colleague who is our school services manager, and he lives and works in San Antonio. So his email is jgarza, if you want to put that up. But either of us can help. But yeah, please reach out to Jesse or me or both, and we'll get you plugged in. And that's a great reminder too, to talk about how families can register for the fair.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, here I got another banner for that. saschoolfair.org.
Yeah, so saschoolfair.org is not only where families can go to register for free for the event, but we want to make sure that we can send you a text to remind you about the event the morning of and things like that. And so Families Empowered and schools can get in touch with families later. So we ask for a little bit of information to register, but it's completely free. But that website also helps for families that can't get to the event in person. So there's still certainly lots of people who understandably are concerned about safety issues and aren't really into doing an in-person event, and that's okay. So all those 30 plus schools that are going to be in person at the fair will also have a listing on this website. So, or even if you're at the fair, but then you're just like, wow, this is all this information, I'm overwhelmed, I need time to think about it, no problem. You can go to that website later and find links to all their school websites and their applications too. So right there, it's all kind of right at your fingertips. So, and we've hosted these types of summertime events in our other regions and have found that the school fair websites that we're setting up just for this purpose have been super useful tools for families before, during, and after the event. So that'll stay up for a while.
Yeah. And I want to share other ways that folks can keep in touch with Families Empowered too. So the website is familiesempowered.org, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if how fast your fingers are, but we can share the photo. Oh, look at you, got it perfect. So that's the number to call, or you can check out our website. There's a live chat function on the website too that you can click on if you want to connect with somebody that way. You can always email us at info@familiesempowered.org. So all those ways are ways that you can get connected with us. And our family success specialists, all of whom speak English and Spanish fluently, are available 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And then on weekends when we do events too. And they are experts on all the different options for families, no matter where you live. So you can tell them kind of, this is my zip code, or this is where I work and I want to find something close to there, or I need a school that offers transportation, or I want a school that has some kind of specialty programs, or my kid has special needs and I want to make sure that they're going to get some great care and attention for whatever they need. So no matter what it is that's special about your wonderful child, our family success specialist can help you find a school that's a good fit for them. And then even apply too, because as you know, Inga, the application process is really kind of complicated and challenging. And so that's also why we exist, to help people with that too.
Yeah. It's like sometimes it's like you start out with a simple form, but then there's like a whole bunch of other questions they ask. And it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and
But
what are
and
the deadlines, and how do I know if I got in, and what happens if I'm put on a wait list, for example? All those kinds of things our family success specialists can answer all those questions
Mhm,
and
mhm.
lots more.
Yeah, it's a different world than it was when I was growing up, but I'm happy that there's so many more choices.
You and
'Cause
me both, yes, I agree.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I wanna, kind of recap, like, the sort of who, what, when, where, why.
Mhm,
So okay, so the location is San Antonio Food Bank, right?
mhm.
Which is let's see, address, it's 5200 Enrique M. Barrera Parkway, which is also known as Old Highway 90 in San Antonio. And, um, let's see, we're making a little blog post, that with a summary of the information, but really going to SASchoolfair.org is the place to go. But we'll have a link to the map in the blog post. Okay, so time, it's on this Saturday, July 24th, starts at 10 a.m.
Mhm.
And
And it'll be
there's
done
gonna be
by noon. So it's just a quick event. You can come at any time between 10 a.m. and noon. And we'll make an effort to get set up a little bit early too. So if you're an early bird, that's okay. We'll be ready for you. But yes, so and then that saschoolfair.org is always a resource for people. If you can't make it out or you register and then you know your plans change, that's okay. We can contact you that way. But I would absolutely encourage people to RSVP ahead of time. That way we can send you the reminder and, we'll never spam anybody, but we do want to be able to let you know if you have a certain request for a type of school or for your child is say entering pre-K right now and you want to know what your options are for that. That's a great resource.
Yeah. And well, and do you have any sort of words of advice or encouragement for like
Mm,
families who are thinking about back to school? Because like I know it is just around the corner. Like
mm.
I'm like, actually, wait, I have um the other day my daughter, I took her to Barnes Noble to buy these are the sixth
Ah,
grade books for great hearts. So
yeah, I was like,
we were
"Where's
at,
my supply list?" I just printed off. I can show you my big stack of them too. Um,
yep, yep.
yeah, I'm a parent myself, and my kids are entering ninth and 12th grades, and they were remote the entire time since the beginning of the pandemic. So this will be their first opportunity back, and I'm just kind of thinking like, what advice would I give to myself? Really, um, talk to talk to your school. Don't wait. I think if you have a question and you want to know something, reach out. Know that I just feel like advice for all of us re-emerging into the world, kind of after so long of being in quarantine or trying to adjust how we're doing that. I think we all need to just be patient with ourselves, and especially with our kids, but with our schools and with the administrators and everybody. And we're all just kind of doing the best we can in this another whole new world, that could change, of course, again, right?
Right,
So yeah,
right.
I think just be patient, but don't wait is probably the best advice if you have some kind of question. And if you are still looking for a school, you're not alone, and that's okay. And we can help you get plugged in. Like I said, there's more than 30 schools representing lots and lots of campuses. Several ISDs
Mhm.
that'll be there. So there's a lot of options for you right now too. So that's probably the other thing to just know that we are here to help and we want to get you set up before the school year starts to a place that feels great. And this is your opportunity to get to actually interact with school leaders one-on-one. I mean, we know working with families, and I'm sure you do too, that it's really hard to make a decision about a school if you can't actually talk to people there in person or even go to that school. So, asking the schools at the school fair if they can offer tours or if you can go by and see it, which may or may not be possible depending on kind of what their protocol is lately for health and safety. But also on the school fair website, there are little commercials and videos for several of the schools that will be there. So you can maybe get a sneak preview of what it's like at those schools. So that's just another reason to go to that website too. And it's a little bit of maybe tours, but it's nothing compares to actually going in person, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
encourage you to ask about that too.
Well, I think like the approach. I mean, I remember the virtual school fair in back in January, right? That
Mhm.
was really successful because at that point that was the only safe way to do it. There was a surge going on, and right now we're kind of in limbo again, right? It's like, is there another surge happening? How like, and I feel like having an in-person event, but with that's lots of fresh air is a great way to do it. And the SA School Fair site is there, before and after and during the fair, so that folks can access all this information that way as well.
Exactly. Yeah, let's we intentionally tried to design this like a hybrid event so that people can do whatever feels right to them. But there's definitely lots of us that are excited to see each other in person. Our whole staff has been vaccinated, so I can assure you that we are going to encourage social distancing and safety protocols at the event, and we'll have masks and hand sanitizer for people that need it or maybe forgot theirs and they want to wear one, which is all great. So, but we're also spacing ourselves out too. So doing our
Yeah,
very best to keep everybody safe, but having fun and getting you more information probably than you ever knew was out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, great. Well, Anna, it's so good to talk to you. I look forward to actually seeing you on Saturday
Can't
at the
wait.
fair. I think it's gonna be a great event. I'm
Mhm.
excited. My daughter's coming with you. She's gonna help.
Oh, great.
And yeah, yeah, our team member Laura. So yeah, so we will be well staffed, and I'm excited to meet like SHR Moms group members who I only know online. I hope they turn out and we get to chit chat and take some selfies and give out some T-shirts and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, spin that prize wheel. That's been
That's
just
right. That's right. It's
all
it's
this fun.
waiting.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me on, and thanks for your partnership always. Families Empowered loves partnering with SA Charter Moms anytime we get to. Y'all are amazing. So very
Aw.
excited. Can't wait for that hug.
Yeah. Okay. See you soon, Ann.
Alrighty, take care.
All right.
Bye bye.